Saddle up, guys, because it's time for a history lesson. I'm going to be taking you on a 3.5 year journey of how horses became my utter world. So let's jump right back to the beginning. I've always been obsessed with horses since day one, but I didn't actually get to sit on one until much later in life. It all started with some measly little hacks around the forests, and I fell head over heels for the sport. But due to financial reasons and location, I couldn't actually ride other than the occasional outride here and there. So for the first 10 years of my life, that's all I did around horses, was just hack and just enjoy their calming nature and their beautiful, beautiful personalities. Jumping forward a few years, and my family decided to invest in a lovely 2-year-old thoroughbred named Stingray. I instantly fell for this horse. She just brought such a presence, and she was such a kind soul, and I loved her so dearly, and she to this day is on my mind. She is just one in a million. She's such an incredible horse, and I would give anything to own her today. Then, due to job opportunities, my family had to move all the way to Cape Town from Durban, so we unfortunately had to leave Stingray behind because we just couldn't afford to buy her and bring her down with us. So that was the last time I saw Stingray. But it's not all doom and gloom, because moving to Cape Town actually gave me the opportunity to start riding horses properly, and to this day it is probably the best decision my family has ever made, and I'm at my happiest because of it. My first couple of lessons went great. I obviously sucked at riding, but that doesn't matter. I was having the time of my life. I was finally able to ride horses and do what I wanted to do. And then, unfortunately, after not riding for too long, I had a horrible fall and I broke my L3 vertebra. Fracturing my back was probably the scariest thing I've ever been through. The absolute pain that I felt as soon as I fell was unlike anything I've ever experienced. It truly was the most painful thing I've ever been through. And of course, this meant I couldn't ride for upwards of 6 months, which absolutely broke me. The dream that I was living was slowly coming to an end, and I couldn't do anything about it. All I could do was lie down all day, every day, and just wait until I could ride again. And after nearly a year off, I finally got back in the saddle. And it was around this time that I decided to start looking for a new yard, and I randomly went for an outride one day at my current yard, and I immediately felt at peace. I knew this was the place that I wanted to continue my riding career at. Then enter Tamarisk, the horse that absolutely stole my heart. I truly give all the credits to my riding abilities to this horse right here. He taught me everything. He taught me care, he taught me patience, he taught me love, but most importantly, he taught me how to be proud of myself and my accomplishments. I truly wish that things had worked out for us. He really is like the perfect package. He's goofy, he's kind, he's silly, and he's drop-dead gorgeous. I was constantly put on Tamarisk because I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who actually thoroughly enjoys riding this horse. Because Tam isn't much of a jumper, we mainly focused on the dressage side of things, and oh my word, did this horse teach me. I was very serious about this horse. I even considered asking my parents to lease him, but I soon came to the realization that my dreams unfortunately did not align with Tam's capabilities. So I asked my trainer if I could start riding other horses and look for that perfect horse. I then started riding the other horses, and I truly thank all of them for teaching me how to sit bucks and bolts and everything in between. They truly created me into the sticky rider that I am today. But none of the horses that I rode really stuck out to me until enter Gully. His size may fool you, but this is a powerhouse of a jumper. Gully opened my eyes to the jumping world, and I am eternally grateful for him, because without him, I don't think I would be jumping to this day. He is such a kind soul, and he taught me so much about myself, and for that, I love him forever. With Gully teaching me the reins, I started jumping bigger and bigger and growing way more confident in my jumping. And to this day, the highest I've ever jumped has been on Mr. Gully. But then, due to some clashes with us, I decided to stop riding him and continue to look for my perfect pony. But fortunately, the search for my perfect match didn't last very long. Enter Rita. As soon as I sat on this little poppet, I knew she was the one for me. It truly was love at first sight. I was so ready to take up the reins with her and start doing some amazing things. All until my trainer told me she was about 6 years old and doesn't quite know how to jump. Most would have told me that starting with a green horse as your first ever horse is not a good idea, but I was determined to make this work. I fell so fiercely in love with this pony that I was prepared to do anything to make her mine. Then, the day after my birthday, my parents decided to surprise me with a lease on Rita. I will forever be grateful to my parents for allowing me to lease this gorgeous girl, but also to my trainer for trusting me to ride her. So we then start the journey of Livy learning how to train a green horse as a green rider. The first few weeks were rocky, to say the least. We hadn't quite formed that bond yet, we hadn't clicked, and bless her, she just didn't quite understand what was going on with me riding her constantly and trying to get her to jump when she's never jumped before, and she is a real superstar for getting through it. My trainer then surprised me with a gallop, and I had never galloped before this, and I was very scared, but yeah, this is how it went. This is truly the ride that me and Rita started to click. I truly felt on top of the world after this ride, and I think I even cried afterwards just for being so grateful for my trainer and for this pony. We then started the tedious process of training this very, very cheeky, naughty, spicy pony into my dream pony. And those who know Rita will definitely agree with me when I say she is very opinionated. But with a lot of encouragement from my friends, my family, and my trainers, I started taking training her a lot more seriously. But then came the biggest confidence knock I think I've ever had. During this ride, I kept getting so into my head, and then eventually I just snapped and I broke down in the middle of the arena. I couldn't even trot around. That's how incredibly broken I felt. I felt like such a terrible rider, and that all my efforts are going to be for nothing, and that I really and truly can't do it. But then, thanks to my absolutely amazing coach, this was the next lesson. This ride truly solidified it for me that I can actually turn this pony into my jumper. I then got the opportunity to join one of my trainer's group lessons, which I felt so incredibly excited about because I could finally ride with people again and just have fun with some friends. And I know my equitation isn't the best, my lower leg's not perfect, and I still tend to lock my arms, but I am so enjoying my riding at the moment, and it's all thanks to my friends, my family, and especially my lovely trainer, and of course little Miss Rieta for giving me all this confidence that I need in order to pursue my riding career. Then my coach surprised us with a bareback lesson, and if you know me, you know how much I've wanted to jump bareback and just experience what it's like to jump big bareback and just feel connected to my horse in that way. And it's truly just the best thing ever, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And then this was us at the end of the lesson when my coach said, "You know what, Liv, go around, jump that jump." And I said, okay, and it was the best thing ever. I know my equitation isn't great and everything, but I had so much fun. My trainer could sense how much fun I had bareback that the next lesson we had, she said, "You're gonna jump with no hands." And I said, okay, challenge accepted. And yeah, it's just such a freeing experience, and to just trust my pony completely that she will do it for me is the best feeling. But that joy was short-lived, as due to an unexpected fall during one of my lessons, I had to give up riding for 3 weeks due to a wrist injury. The injury didn't stop me coming out to the yard and spending time with her though. I decided that just because I couldn't ride didn't mean I couldn't spend time with the absolute love of my life. The 3 weeks whizzed by in a blink of an eye, and I came back in the saddle, in my opinion, better than ever. I just felt more confident and was ready to start jumping a bit bigger, even though I probably should have been taking it easy, but you know, I was having fun, she was having fun, so. I then got the absolute privilege of riding my trainer's personal horse, Cloud, and I had a blast. This lesson really and truly made me feel like I was getting somewhere in my riding career, and being trusted to ride my trainer's horse was such a privilege. This then leads to the past few rides that I've had recently, and oh my gosh, am I feeling on top of the world with this pony. I feel like we've truly connected in such a special way. This now brings us to the end of my riding journey so far. There's still so much more to come, and I'm so thankful for everyone who has decided that they want to follow along on my journey. It truly means the world to me to have you guys watching my videos and actually liking my content, so thank you.